Really?
They're magic.
Alright.
Oh shit. We are live. DX Live Special Edition. Shout out to everybody who tuned in for DX Turbo last night. It was so litty. Shout out to Crazy Bone. He's on the plane right now, but we got the legend himself, Bizzy Bone, New Waves, and he's rolling up right now. Everybody Bizzy Bone.
Yes.
My brother, how are you living today, man? New
I'm
Waves.
living.
Bone Thugs. You and Crazy Bone, new album in stores, streaming right now.
Yes, definitely. Bone Thugs. Lazy Bone, he's covering the Harmony House. He's covering the last name of it, with his lazy wear, doing his thing. So we're working together, just trying to, keep things moving. And, this installment right here is letting everybody know where we're at with it musically. And kind of just to get our status, as far as lyrically, and letting people know, this is what we're doing. And this is where we are with it, as far as lyrically, you know what I mean? In the new age of mumble rappers, want to make sure that those melodies and those chain of melodies bring forth, content and stuff like that, because, the mumble rappers are still an offspring of what we did in the 90s.
Oh, well, we're going to talk about it.
They're still an offspring, so they're still to be loved and cherished and things of that nature, but it's a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day. BET Awards coming up.
It is.
Everything's rocking, everything's good. I got me some weed, so I'm happy.
He's gonna bless us. It's the Buddha lovers right there.
Yes, sir.
Blood smokers only.
I was just about to say blood smokers only.
Dude, can we take a little credit here on? So every week we do what's called a litmus test. We allow people to send us their music, and we will, I'd like to think, constructively critique it. So we got a submission from someone named Lil Bizzy.
Yes, sir.
And he was really good. And he is from Cleveland, Ohio.
That's my son.
And the name sounded familiar.
That's my son. That's my junior. That's my prodigy. He's been musically inclined since he was a kid. I never had to rock him to sleep when he was a baby. I would put him on the couch and he would just rock himself to sleep, mumbling words, mumbling rap music.
Inspired from your music.
Yeah, definitely. And all other rap music, anything that would come on, he would mumble it and emulate it. Especially my stuff, of course, and his uncles, Bone Thugs. But he was born to do this, and it's just good to see him carry on a legacy that I'm still cherishing as we speak. It's like recreative, at the same time it's still relevant, and it's just a beautiful thing to see your family member, your child, or anybody doing it.
Passing the torch. Yeah, that video was so nice. We played it twice that day. DJ EFN approved.
Oh, yeah.
Champ. He was on the session, so yeah, he got a little busy.
It was a no-brainer. It was a no-brainer. It was in 10 seconds. We're like,
Everybody out there, you guys know DX Live is a kind of Midwest organization. Jake Rose from Indianapolis, Marcel's from
Detroit versus everybody.
Greeny Mo.
somewhere, and I'm from Columbus, Ohio.
CO.
And the degrees of separation from me and Bizzy Bone are very, very small. So when I was a kid, my dad worked at the post office. He was like the head of security, and his boss was actually Bizzy Bone's mom before she moved to North Carolina or something.
That's right, definitely. Yep, my mom, she became postal master, and now she does retirement funds for everybody all across the world as far as government officials and so on and so forth. So definitely, we are connected.
Yes, sir. Let's take it back for a little bit before we get to the new wave portion. So how you been from Columbus? How are you able to connect, with your Cleveland uncles, your Cleveland cousins, to form Bone Thugs and Harmony for one of the greatest groups of all time?
I was going through a series of foster homes, charitable situations back at home, and it wound me up in Cleveland with my sisters, and I started working out of a dope house for my sisters, and I met Lazy there when I was running drugs. I'm like 14 years old. And then we met in school as well, because I lived on one street, he lived on another street. He was doing his thing, selling his stuff. I was covering my stuff. And then we met in school just on, hey man, where's the gym room at? And he was like, dude, it's right next door. So then I left a rap on, I met his mother, and I left a rap on his bunk bed, because she told me my son, he looked just like you, just like my son, and he was like, knock on my door. He was like, you write this? I'm like, yeah. He took me to go meet Crazy. Flesh, of course, is his brother. So they were together. And he took me to meet Wish. And we all just started building a bond from there. Young kids, 14, 15, 16.
Bone Enterprise.
Yeah. Talent shows, and eventually it blossomed into us taking tickets down, bless you, sir, down to Los Angeles. And eventually, after the earthquake, we met Eazy-E. And the rest is pretty much history, you know?
Yeah.
How did 5 of y'all fit into that Suzuki Samurai that I was here about?
What's Suzuki Samurai?
and that was easy. That was like that, and the BMW 850 were his signature things. But
that
by the
was
Brown.
what we were. We were the BMW 850.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, we were the BMW 850. We used to get in there. Everybody would fight for the front seat. It was really, really cool.
You know, I've been trying to figure out what happened in that car. Everyone that ever had an attachment to Easy, I'm like, what happened to the 850?
I think Tamika still has it.
Ah.
Let me piggyback off that. Why isn't Heaven's movie on streaming right now? Why isn't Heaven's movie on like Apple Music right now?
Because I own the rights to it and haven't reissued it.
I'm just getting around to it.
Yeah, you know how you do. You know, when you get to be in the business and the industry for a while, you gather up all your masters, and you find out the best thing to do with them. Whether it's going to be a biopic, and you want to put some of those singles out with that, or, you know, whatever it is that you're going to do with it. You know what I mean? It's just, you know, old school when you go to own your masters and stuff like that. Nowadays, it's unheard of.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
You had to fight for that too, didn't you?
Oh, hell yeah. I had the best attorney.
Such a good lawyer.
Jeff Kemper was a badass. He's running some other stuff right now. He's doing major corporations and does branding. But, you know, that was our thing back in the day. It was my thing personally, fighting for our masters to get them, eventually, for them to revert back to us. So, that was my thing. That's what I was into.
Shout out to the comment section. Don, the Trillers said, you know, you need to do that. You're bugging. That's your biggest project.
Well, reissue it?
Yeah, I just put it on streaming. All right. I mean, I was with, you know, Pretty Female the other day, a couple weeks ago, and I went to hear, you know, Riding on the Freeway, and then I was like, fuck, where's Heaven's movie?
And you know what? And also a good one is Thug Mentality.
That's another good one.
It's a badass.
That's a good one.
I can't find that one either. I talked to Craig. I'm like, Craig, why can't I find your freaking record here?
Because I was looking for Heat and Heavy.
He was like, I'll get it for you. I'm gonna get it. Yeah, all of them is dope. All of them.
It's not,
You know what I'm
streaming. It's dope, Bone.
You know what I've always noticed, just from Bone Thugs Harmony album and all of you guys' solo albums, the intro to all of your albums are always fucking fire. It's like, that's just something you guys go into the studio like, just make sure we just come out today. The intros are always fire.
We tried to make it epic. That was like Crazy's thing. Always make each record theatrical or make each song mean something in each title, like be a part of a book or be a part of a story. Like East 1999, Eternal, Creeping on a Come Up. And then, you know, we had Creeping We Came on Eternal. That was like the follow-up after Creeping on a Come Up. It was just, he always had really innovative ideas just to keep the people interested. And we all adopted that together, and it became what we you know wanted to do as far as intros and stuff. But after a while, it just became, okay, let's let that rest there. You know, because we're trying now. Before we weren't trying. It was just coming to us organically.
Yeah, organic. Where'd you come up with the chorus for Creeping We Came? Like you hear, the first time you hear that, you just say, what the fuck is this?
That one?
Yeah.
Smoking weed or shurned out or selling dope or crack fiends in the corner or a bum over here or trying to game on this motherfucker up at, trying to game on some chick up at McDonald's to give us some free burgers. It's just Creeping We Came. Creeping on the come up. Stalking gaffers, walking jackal, ready to pop you if we have to take less. Yeah, man.
East 1999 was the first cassette I ever owned. In the 4th grade, I used to get up every morning and throw that in the Walkman.
That's
and
right.
catch the bus to work, and then it looked like the morning lunch line before classes. That's all day, every day. East 1999. So.
You know, by the way, on that album, I know each artist is kind of different, but were there any songs, and if so, how many that didn't make the album? I mean, I know, Dre makes like 100 songs and releases 15.
I don't know if it was too many of them. Sleepwalkers was supposed to be on there with Eazy-E.
Okay, now, Ruthless Decade of Game.
We took Eazy-E off of Mr. Bill Collector.
Really? Does that verse still exist? I mean, has it been released?
No.
Any plans to, or just Tamika own it?
No, we erased it.
Oh, wow.
So he recorded it, and now it's gone? Oh, man.
What happened was, we didn't, when all of this stuff was going on, he wasn't returning our phone calls. And we were stuck in the mansion, and we owed the dude money, and our records was platinum, and all of this stuff was going on, and we didn't know what was going on. So we went in there, and we was like, take his vocals off of this, and then later on, we found out, just, he had AIDS.
Yeah.
He was done.
Yeah.
We didn't know all about the whole thing of him getting NWA back together. While that was going on, we was sitting at that mansion with no food in that motherfucker.
East 99's done.
All that shit was done, they ain't come out yet. We running up, we stealing food and shit from up, because we live in Chatsworth. So we going up to the store and stealing food, because we didn't have nothing. The money stopped, everything stopped. And we ain't hear nothing from him. So while he was doing his thing, getting back with NWA, like how the movie shown, that's the only way we knew, the only way we knew what was going on. You know what I mean? We knew he was coughing and stuff like that after we came back from New York. But we didn't know that he was like getting the group back together, and we didn't know none of that. We was at Chatsworth like trying to get in touch with him. Yo, what's good? 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 Nobody answered us. There was a guy named Ed, who used to work with him, came through and was like, look, y'all need to just go home. We're like, what are you talking about? Like, y'all just need to go home. Y'all will find out later on. And I had all my kids out there. I had my 3 babies, I had my 3 baby girls. I was staying in the guest house, and it was like a main house, gate and everything was really cool. So I packed mine up, Funky hustled up some paper, and got all my kids back to Cleveland. It was back to the hood, like the crack selling hood. This is after.
And this is after Creep on the come.
Yeah.
Out, Gold.
And Eternal was on his way as well, coming out. And then I was sitting in the crack house and shit. Not even actually a crack house. I was sitting in somebody's house in a crack neighborhood, and it showed up on the news. It was like Eazy died of AIDS. And that's how I found out. I had to call my people and stuff.
Y'all didn't really get no last moments with him.
No, not really. We didn't get anything. It's like he was doing this new thing with NWA, and then all of a sudden, I guess he passed out in that studio, and that's when they found out that he had this stuff. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we kind of got tossed to the side for a minute. You know what I'm saying? But
How come you guys were mentioned a lot in Straight Outta Compton, but how come they couldn't just like get a couple stand-ins just to actually, it was like, there's Bone Thugs, yeah, but I brought Bone Thugs with me. The camera just
no, you know how I go. You know Uncle Dre, Uncle Q. They had a cool vision, and to cram in a lifetime to make it epic like they did. It's gonna take some patience, and it's gonna take a whole bunch of motherfuckers to move the fuck out the fucking way. Everybody to be able to get their story in. We're about to make this epic. We're gonna immortalize this motherfucker and do it the right way. And as you see, it work. You know what I mean? It really, really worked. That Straight Outta Compton film was a really, really good film. Really, really good film. Really, really was.
And speaking of films, have you seen All Eyes on Me?
Nah, I knew Pop. I spent some time with Pop.
Guys got a couple of records.
Yeah, I spent some time with Pop, so I like his memory, and I like Biggie memory. I didn't watch the Biggie film either. I like their memory, like the real them with me. You know what I mean? Like I feel their spirit, and I feel their energy, and the time we got to spend together, just personally. Even Pun, you know, Pun, Aaliyah. You know what I mean? Left Eye.
All those guys.
Yeah, I remember all of them. Left Eye, everything. I remember all that stuff. You know what I mean? So I just keep that in my ticker.
You when's the last time you talked to LT Hutton? I know he's a Bone Thugs past producer.
I sent a message that, you know, if he needed my hands in the film or anything of that nature, you know, I got some acting experience. I could play Yaki. You know, I could play Yaki Gaddafi real good. You know, but
no speaking parts.
he said didn't need my assistance or anything of that nature. So I did put my hand out there because we was family at one point at one time. So, you know, sometimes, you know, people just move on, you know.
DX Live, Bizzy Bone, wealth of knowledge, living legend in the flesh.
So, like, you being one of the only, and correct me if I'm wrong, but think that Bone Thugs and Harmony may be one of the only groups, and just artists in general, that worked with Pop and Big during that time.
Right.
What are some of your favorite stories from Notorious Thugs and Thug Love?
I mean, the pocket was just a party. It was thug passion, like he was singing about. I had my Hennessy and Alizé in there. He brought his thing in there. He brought the Outlaws in there. I met Yacht and everybody. You know what I mean? Everybody was in there, and it was just a magical moment. Real magical. Athene, I met her a few times. Last time I seen Athene, I forget the name of the street, but it's right before you hit the freeway to get to. Where's that goddamn place I was robbed at Universal Studios? Saddle Ranch.
Of
So it's
course.
that street before you get down to Saddle Ranch. So I'm driving down and I see the thing.
Lancashire.
She was like, yo, like, what's up? What's up? I gotta get out of here. I seen her and then I went to Pac's. Long story short, I was really, really close with his mother. She came down to Nashville. I did a tribute song to him. Made sure I gave her some money and stuff, just as tribute and stuff. And I had a lot of love for her. She grabbed my hand and grabbed the hand of my deceased brother, Capo, and, you know, now deceased. We all prayed. She was like, God sent another soldier. You know, just a lesson. You know what I mean? So the whole Shakur family, I had a great experience with. And as far as Biggie, it was always cool. It's always cool with Biggie. You know, like Faith, we still friends. We still cool. My security officer is the one who drove Faith to the hospital after the vibe party when Big got shot. Yeah, like, cause I had like a security team I used to roll around in LA for like 2 years. Everybody know me for riding around in limos, smoking weed, shit, selling weed, shit. People so everybody knew me in LA for 2 years straight. They had the same limo. You know what I mean? So yeah, all great experiences. Great guys. You know, both of them. So I remember I seen Biggie and I was like, your boys is tripping. We was in New York, some niggas was tripping and shit on us. It's like, go with your niggas, yo. Go with your niggas, yo. I'm like, man, I'm coming to you. You the king of New York, player. Just all love. It's just beautiful thing to see them brothers go, though. You know, it's just like watching Martin Gaye or something of that nature. You know what I mean? Somebody that really, really means something to music.
Jay Butterflies wants to shout out Bizzy.
Yo, Jay Butterflies, what's good?
She's a really loyal DX Live subscriber, and she loves you. You know.
How you doing, sister? Love back, love back.
Nice.
I have a kind of out of nowhere question, but it's more my fanning out. But at the time, I never would have thought Snoop Dogg would sign to No Limit Records, and then you guys had some heat with Master P with I Got the Hookup, I think, as well. Did he even ever approach you guys about Bone Thugs and Harmony being on No Limit?
No, that was mostly my boys. That was mostly because at that point, that time, I was like breaking apart from Ruthless Records because I didn't like their tactics in certain business aspects of the things that they were doing as far as with us. So I kind of stepped away, you know, from that. particular place. I said it in a couple of interviews before, and I'm glad my boys, you know, had a better perspective on it. But I was still young, I was still wild, and I wanted to do things really in a stupid way because I couldn't get my boys to agree with me to do things in a black and white way, in a attorney way. I'm like, hey, let's just get away from this situation. And I couldn't get them to agree with, you know, hey, don't sign that. Let's just go. Like, we can go get way more money. We can own our masters. We can do our own thing if we just leave right now. My fellas didn't want to march with me on that. So I started, okay, well, let's do this then, you know. You feel what I'm saying? Being rebellious and stupid and going back to the streets and shit and all of that other dumb shit that I used to do when I was a young kid. But
well, that's a good perspective too, because you know the natural history of timeline makes it seem like you just said, "Fuck it, I'm going to do this," but you still tried to bring everybody together. You know, you never dropped the Bone last name.
No, I was trying to get guns and stuff and do stupid stuff because my boys didn't want to like do it the right way.
Yeah.
They ain't want to go ahead and hire the attorney and just say, you know, hey, let's just break away from this situation. They wanted to stay with Ruthless. I didn't want to stay with Ruthless. I wanted to break apart from Ruthless because I knew we could do better. You know, I didn't want Ruthless to be a part of Mo Thug Records. I didn't want Ruthless to be a part of my Heavens movie. I didn't want Ruthless to be a part of Mo Thug. I didn't want Ruthless to be a part of our solo career. It's cool that we got the group thing with them, but when we branch off, let's take advantage of that and let's get the most out of it. Let's own all of our masters and let's put ourselves in a great position for years and years and years and years and years and years later, so that we're set up for our future. You know, 10 years from now, let's make sure that we're good, that we own all of our masters and everything is good. I don't want to keep signing and keep signing and keep signing and everything envelops into each other, and that's another 5 years tacked on to, you know, shit like that, you know, onto your owning your masters and things of that nature and so on and so forth. I didn't want to keep on, you know, taking money against the house and stuff like that, you know what I mean? But
Such a true mentality. Like Heaven's movie, like it's the only album I've ever seen. You know, it has its thank yous in the liner note. Then you flip it upside down, it got a whole lot of fuck yous.
goddamn right.
Yo, you were so true for that.
Yeah,
You know,
rebellious, man. I was young. I was rebellious, man, and just one of those artists that just wanted to be free. I had to actually sue major labels in order to just get my freedom, and they was asking me, do I want to get any money from them? And I'm like, no, I don't want any money. I just want to be able to be free. I want to be able to do my little immature stuff. I want to do my little Adina Howard stuff on the side. Yeah. They were like trying to stop me from doing that shit. Like, Ruthless was a motherfucker when Easy left. You know what I mean? It was actually trying to stop me from just being creative. You know what I mean? Because I wasn't falling in line and being, you know, this little soldier or, you know, a mummy or whatever you say. I ain't on that. You know, I needed to be free. You know what I mean? Along with me drinking and getting fucked up and shit like that, I still had my own thought process. I still had my own intellect about myself. I still had my own dreams of what I wanted to become. And that's why I branched off and did movies and different stuff with my own people and things of that nature, because I had a lot to offer to the industry. So, and I had a lot of growing I had to do with that myself as well. So that's why I stepped away, you know, from the situation, because my boys didn't want to leave the nest. And I was ready to go like right after Easy died.
Yeah. But now it's full circle. New Waves is in store right now, ladies and gentlemen. Yo, let's give the people who are tuned in, they got questions. Let's give them some music too, Bizzy. Let's stream some music for them.
Totally. Every song on New Waves is insanely talented and dope as fuck. So you can play any song on there that you want. Every one of them is dope as fuck.
Yo, when I talk hip hop, you know, we're gonna talk about, you know, the mumble rap and everything. When I talk hip hop, you know, I talk about Bone, you know, ranking high as some of the greatest MCs of all time. And hip hop is definitely transitioning, crossed over these days, you know. And so one of the arguments I always point out to, I say, you know, Bone sold 20 million records. And you never heard them in the club before. You know, they didn't need to cross over. You know, their music was automatically crossed over. You know, you hear Bone Thugs record, you know, you don't need having for a certain party element or a certain get high element. You know, it was just great music in the form of hip hop.
Yeah,
you know?
man. Bone and Biggie, that had a lot to do with Biggie, had a lot to do with Pop, had a lot to do with Easy, and their passing.
And it had a lot to do with Joe's Harmony.
Oh yeah, definitely. And then our new thing that we were rocking.
Now on this New Waves album, we got a song called Bottle Service. Bone Thugs is actually taking us to the club.
Yeah, I mean, because that's what we doing. You know, as we mature, you know, I'm throwing a lot of money in clubs. I done had a lot of tables.
What would be your favorite single time? What would be your favorite if you had to pick one magical night spending money in clubs?
Oh my goodness, I can't pick one. I can't pick one. I would have to say an entire 3 or 4 year span. I was just going in clubs in Columbus and just tearing the whole house.
I partied with him at Ice. I don't even think it's called Ice no more. It's like,
but that was a dope one.
It was. Bizzy Bone
The
pulled
high
up.
towers. The high towers.
Yep. Bizzy Bone pulled up in the summertime with a ankle length mink on, not even sweating. How y'all living? Busy in the house. Like 2 Hennessy bottles. It was like 2007, 2008.
Oh,
good times.
I just did a movie with with them dudes, the Jacked Up movie too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I remember I shot that movie in Columbus. I had so much fun. I'm still having fun, but I had a lot of fun.
I remember we rented that shit. One of the girls I went to high school with, you know, she had a nude scene in there.
Oh Lord, yes.
We was going there. Busy was doing the damn thing for the city.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
But yo, let's get into this bottle service, Busy. You know,
Totally.
you taking us to the club. You're crazy and busy. This is off the New Waves album. This is Bottle Service. Let us know what you guys think about that in the comment section. Let's get it.
Smoke some weed, this motherfucker?
You gonna say no to Bizzy Bone?
Bizzy Bone, bro.
Sure.
Absolutely. We need that 4-shot. We need the 4-shot.
We just tryna fly through the sky. Come, let's
I hate to ask, but do we got a light in there?
rise way higher than most. 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 Rise way higher than most.
No damn got a light.
Because I got it and I know how high I can go. Sing it as loud as the sun down. To get it on my bottom to the sunrise. And living it life at least one time. I'm like high I can flow. I got money in the bank, so I still get high.
Oh damn, find me a lighter, brother. Goddamn, get you in the line.
We just tryna fly through the sky. Let's go. We tryna stay high, rise way higher than most.
I love this one because Crazy, he was able to display his force line.
Rise way higher than
We had a lot of guest appearances because we had enough room. We got like 3 really nice club joints. Now the remix of this is dope. All that.
Yeah! Bone Thugs! Yeah, crazy. Bottle Service.
Man.
You know what's crazy to me is that this is a club song for you guys, right? You guys have never done it. Even with your club song, they still have substance.
That's right.
And it's like this is a club song by virtue of the production, right? but there's still a real ass message in this song. This is not just some we about to get high and get fucked up song. This is like, yo, it's metaphorical and it has a meaning behind it. And I don't think anyone has done that or is doing that.
I just think we pride ourselves in being lyricists. And I think that it's still an art form. And I think it's still being examined. And I think that everybody plays a significant part in it. Kendrick plays a significant part. Kendrick Lamar. J. Cole plays a significant part in keeping lyricism in. But there's still a balance to music. There's still a balance to where the production takes you to another place. And the content isn't always as in-depth, but it's obviously adored.
Well, when you've been rapping as long as you have, not everything is going to be, an encyclopedia of rhetoric, deep rhetoric. By the way, Kendrick, if I can say, even though he's just one guy, his hooks and his ability to like harmonize has to be heavily influenced. It's the most reminiscent of.
It's taken.
Yo, Wiz Khalifa got a Bone Thugs tattoo on his thigh.
What's that got to do with hooks though?
He puts melody in it. He doesn't have the same vocal inflections as a Bone Thugs member.
But like, if you listen to Ya Ya, I could that to me, I'm like, that's kind of a Bone Thugs song ish.
That's fair.
Cool.
I mean, ish.
And so, what's your take? Like, we know where the sound came from, and it's obvious. What's your take on artists who they have a lot of harmony, they have a lot of melody, but the words aren't there? You think it's a cop out?
No, I think that it's just a vibe. I think it's a melody. I think it's something of the time. And I think those particular artists, when they go back, they're going to realize what is your mark in music. What did you do that best exemplifies who you are in music?
Yeah.
Like, I ain't gonna lie to you. Young Thug, I just heard a song that him and Scott Storch did.
Mm-hmm.
It has content. You'll see them grow on their own. And that's the joy of it, to watching artists grow. To start something, not really know it's gonna take off, see that it takes off, and then start taking it real serious. Those are some of the best artists that do it because they love it. They're not doing it for a check, they're not doing it to be the best. They're doing it because they love it, and somehow it just catches a wave, and then they start taking it serious. That's real good stuff to just watch that materialize.
So that's one of the best music in general. That's one of the best art forms.
Goddamn right. Abstract.
With both your solo stuff, the group stuff, everything in between, I will say whoever arranges your guys' albums, which I think is one of the most underrated things in hip hop right now in terms of making an entire album.
Yeah.
That's an art form in and of itself. So I'm looking forward to hearing this album. That single was, I think, exceeded my expectations.
I mean, from the top to the bottom, this is a really good record. It's absolutely no filler cuts at all.
It is.
And that's why we're actually shooting a video for each song.
Do you
We're
need
giving
any,
a visual for each one of them.
do you need any contributing actors to the
Yeah.
video?
Goddamn right.
We got some
Goddamn
shots.
right.
You hear that, Steve? You guys need some contributing actors for the video. Let us know.
So that's what we're trying to do, is just bring the visual to each one of the songs so people understand this entire record through and through is a really, really good record.
So each one of the songs is getting a video.
Each one of them.
Okay.
And so, explain when we were playing the song. Explain, the methods behind having a lot of hookmen on this album.
A lot of them we had concepts, like Tank. He didn't write the chorus.
Yeah.
He came in and we already had the concept, and we had a rough draft of what we wanted it to sound like, and we wanted someone that we knew. We wanted someone that was active on the road, because we're of course going to be touring with this record, and somebody that sounded good, and he was like the obvious choice because he's famous. Same thing with Stephen Martin. Who do we have first? Who do we have first on the Coming Home?
Sean Paul.
We had Sean Paul on there first.
Was
Totally different vibe.
Was it too upbeat?
No, we ran into some business things. Some business things with this company
Yeah, let me speak about that.
We working behind the scenes, y'all.
that kept us from. I loved it though. But when Steve bloodline to the table.
Well, I mean, when you got Sean Paul first, and that doesn't come through, and you get Steve, when you get a Marley to come in, you're not missing anything.
No,
Not at all.
It's an even balance.
There's something about those Marleys, man. They really, like, my understanding was, I know Nas was kind of in a rough place, and I heard from a lot of people in the industry that there was something about him connecting with Damien that just changed his entire energy, not just musically, but personally.
Yeah. You have a mentor or friend like that, Bizzy? You have a mentor or friend like that who, you know, as you were like growing, as you said earlier, who helped you, get to where you are right now to this new wave?
Musically, Pop. Because the first time I was in the studio with him, I've never ever in my life seen nobody work that fast. And he wrote that rap so fast. Thug Love. And recorded that rap so fast. It changed my whole perspective on how to do things. And that's when I started pumping out records right after that. I just started pumping out songs. I got like 5,000 songs that I did when I stepped away from Bone Thugs and Harmony. Like 5,000 of them. I put out a few of them with the Alpha and, the Beginning and the Ending record and a couple other records.
Some Bone Brothers records?
No, not none of them. But those were all new recordings on place. But
let's talk about your legendary record.
He changed it.
Money in a Ziploc bag.
Oh man!
Thank you,
brother.
Thank you. Oh my God.
That is the
Hey.
Yes.
second best BET uncut video of all time.
Yes.
Number 2.
That was my shit.
Are we all in agreement that number 1 is on Tip Drill?
Absolutely. Okay. Absolutely. Yeah, Tip Drill was Tip Drill. You know, can't pass it to TNA, but George Bell's Bondsman and Bizzy Bone. That was just fire. Came out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere.
There was another one on the Blade soundtrack that like was stuck in my head for years, and it was a pretty simple hook. It was like Blade, Blade.
Oh yeah. It's a really
Great soundtrack.
Yeah.
Me and my buddy Majesty put that together. When I was doing my thing with my record label people, rest in peace Capital, rest in peace Big B, rest in peace Nina Ross, rest in peace Carlos Shamar, rest in peace Rasu. That Majesty's still alive from the set aside. It's only like 1 or 2 people still left from there, Rasu got killed by the police, Capo, his murder is unsolved, Big B died of kidney failure. Nina Ross, she died of diabetes and kidney failure. Renard, he got murdered. Carlos Shamar, he got murdered. So my company kind of closed down because everybody just started dying. But yeah, Majesty, man. He was the first artist that I picked up. You know what I mean? And we got a platinum on that Blade soundtrack. Made him some good money. He's still out there. He's doing videos for people and stuff like that. He's a very, very good videographer and stuff.
He ripped Heaven to it's so.
Oh yeah, he's dope. He was dope.
Murderous.
Actually,
that's a good segue for this other record I'm loving on this album. If Heaven Had a Cell Phone, Bizzy.
Oh my goodness, man! Featuring Tank. This is we had the concept already, and it was just like, how we do If I Could Teach the World, and all those kind of concept songs. Songs that have meaning and stuff that people can like listen to and just put like a picture to it without having to see the video. You know what I mean? So we've always been, that kind of a band. So it was right there. When me and Craig heard it, it was like, let's go do that.
Let's get this one. It's like Crossroads 2K17, right?
Lil Bell, grab me a lighter, Mike.
Who's got the lighter?
It's you start the fireplace with it.
Bone Thugs, Haven't Had a Cell Phone, DX Live, special Friday edition. Rest in peace to everybody who's named us now.
If everybody had a cell phone, I think I get a God's next, so what's happening? I apologize for all of this madness. Speaking on behalf of all of my family. Like, we're so crazy, everybody angry. Thinking you this and everybody saying you can't hear. I've been trying to tell you, nigga, what's going on? Everybody never want to hear them, but they can't hear. Everything mixed up, need to be fixed up. And all the politicians say they get the answer. Everything is ready for the day to get mad. If you're the show, I'm second, it don't matter. Everybody know you know, I'm already looking up. I'm ready to show it. no pro, hell no. Tell them they gon' get in the car, my guardian angel, you know we gonna be living on. There's too many devils believing at the door, beloved, open up another one that's fighting in the hell, and that is some, take risk, take flesh, make sure my hell go. Get a kill of a road, we gonna remember the bomb, let's take it in the world, every person gotta get known, never let us out home. How many of us look at the downtown, but they leave us without forgiving our wrongs, but they give us a chance for giving our songs,
Yo, I just looked in the comments section real quick, and I just saw Tang Diesel. I'm like, oh shit, Tang commented. It's some other guy. My buddy with the red jersey, so close. He leaned. I was like,
I'm responding.
Why would Tang say that instead of like talking about the song?
No, I'm responding to him right now.
So we got somebody in here that said, Bizzy in the Weekend should make a sequel to On the Freeway.
This is energy boss.
What you think about that?
Yeah, definitely. I got a couple of remakes for it. I still have a producer, Cat Cody. And the weekend he goes to my studio. Well, he goes to the same studio that I go to out there in Houston. So yeah, definitely that would be something.
So that's a possibility.
Oh, that would be something crazy. Yeah, that would be crazy. Yeah, I just did it. I just did a track with Chris Brown and Ray J as well, called "Burn My Name." That just came out as well. So that'd be nice to have a weekend on a remix and stuff. I'm constantly moving though. Constantly moving now more than ever, you know, because I got, you know, doing my new health thing and staying in the gym and just rocking right now. It's just a good time right now. The stars are aligning in the perfect place for me.
Nice. You know, we in here at DX Live, you know, we're big fans, but it wouldn't be right if we didn't share the wealth to the fans who are streaming in right now. Let's read out some comments, y'all. I got a couple. Ed Rodriguez, Bizzy, you've been my favorite rapper since I was 10 years old. I'm 34 now, love your music, and no one does it like you.
Hey, I appreciate that, Ed. You know, I'm gonna keep rocking and rolling and keep moving, and I love music, and you know, people like yourself and my family and my kids, they reinforce the fact that makes me enjoy music. You know what I mean, and makes me want to do it.
You got Cameron from Australia showing you love. So you got fans from all over the world.
Aussie is they're Australia. I love Australia. Australia, New Zealand. Love that place. It's beautiful out there.
Awesome.
Beautiful.
Awesome. What you see, Jake?
My buddy with the red jerseys. I'm kidding. Welcome to H-Town, like your music. That's something I think we haven't really spoken on yet, but I mean that's a big move, not just geographically but culturally. Has H-Town, the music and hip hop culture there gotten into your veins?
Yeah, definitely. I'm putting some stuff together for my junior with some artists out there right now, and you know I love all kind of music. You know when I meet people, I give them the time of day. You know. I go to their YouTube accounts after I get in my car, after I meet them, you know, we dap it up, and I listen to them. And if I like them, I call somebody in my staff to make sure that they contact them and let them know, hey, we want to do this, we want to do that, we want to do this. So yeah, it's influencing me everywhere where I go. Whenever I see talent, I rock with it. I build, you know, I mess with it.
Jerry Miller, he says, what do you say about Keegan Michael Peele is Bizzy in the Bone Thugs movie?
Who?
Keegan Michael.
Key and Peele. Key from Key and Peele.
Yeah, Key from Key and Peele.
Playing you in a Bone Thugs movie.
I seen the Bone Homeless Harmony or something like that. He'll probably do a good job. I like him as Luke though.
Yeah.
I like him as Luke. What's it called?
I gotta be honest, they did an Outcast skit that was
classic.
like outstanding.
I like dude's new movie Get Out though. That was
Yeah,
real
everybody
intelligent.
likes
It was
that.
real good to see somebody intelligent and coming up with something, just something to break the mold.
Original, man.
Yes,
Something
real
original.
intelligence. You did like it was a good, good.
Not
album.
another fucking remake, not another fucking redo.
It was crazy. It was,
Yeah,
it was
like
good.
something-
The
something
twist
original
was a
script.
motherfucker.
Right?
Yes, indeed.
Donna Trillis wants to know, is it true that On the Freeway was written for MIA? Yeah.
No. Love on the Freeway was a song that I got from Cat Cody, a producer that used to be with Mo Thug that wasn't getting his shine, and he had so much good stuff. I'm like, look, I need that. We got to do that. I needed that one from him. So it would made the record, made Heaven's Movie something because I needed something for the ladies. I had some sad stuff on there, some touching stuff. Yeah, balance it out. Had some levity and stuff.
You got John Doe. Every track on New Wave should get spins on the radio. They're not super watered down. It just feel good music.
Yeah, that's what we were thinking. We were thinking to just put out really, really good, feel-good music. Because back in the days when we came out and was controversial, that was way back in the 90s. Nowadays, it's like not considered as controversial. You know what I mean? The stuff that we're talking about and things of that nature. It's like, okay, this is radio play. Now, you know what I mean? Just because of the state of society and where everything is, you know what I mean?
Do you think that the Bone Thugs and Harmony had come out during this generation as opposed to the 90s when you came out? Do you think that the reception would have been any different? Just given how accessible artists are, given how accessible music is. Because
I
like
don't
you said,
think
you
that
guys...
choppy flow would have been mastered.
Okay.
I don't think that choppy flow would have been mastered at all.
Not to mention the group. Right now, just the idea of a group is such a rare thing anymore.
Yeah, yeah.
Group, and there's 5, not 2. 5 of you guys that can all spit, harmonize a hook. That I wouldn't say this for everyone coming out. There's a lot of people from like the 80s and 90s that I'm like probably couldn't get a deal today. But that's how paradigm breaking they were as a group, and that it translates to today and to today's production
And then
as well.
plus Cleveland, because we was from a new area that not too many, and still ain't too many artists that's coming up out of there. We got MGK, we got Kid Cudi, we got My Child, My June, we got Lil Bizzy, we got Bloodline,
Yeah.
we got Kane, but not too many, you know, like. So I think the area had a lot to do with it too. Who these guys? Damn, they from where? You know what I mean? It was just a whole.
Oh, and Indy, we kind of took like that was for the Midwest. There was no one else other than Do or Die and Twist in Chicago.
Please no one.
You know.
Please believe that.
You guys put on for the Midwest.
Yes, sir.
The first act outside of Chicago to put on for the Midwest.
Yes, indeed.
A couple of years ago, I was talking to, I believe, all 5 of you, and at the time, you guys and the Dog Pound had talked about doing an album together. Is that
They
totally
call it,
done?
what
Or?
we calling it?
Dog Pound.
Thug Pound. Well, you know, Corrupt and Lay, that was really their thing. You know, they was like really, really linked up, wanted to do that because them two is like, they homies. Like they're really homies. Like when they see each other, they kick it. Like Corrupt and Lay, they go off into their own corner and do their own thing. You know, but that's as far as it went. Didn't really go any further than that. And I think that Snoop had took it off to a whole nother plateau and started putting his hands in porn and putting his hands in movies and putting his hands in, you know, the Charlie's Angels, or excuse me, the Dog Angels, and He started branching off, doing this, that, and the other. So it kind of got away from us at the time. You know what I mean? Because he's an intricate part of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
On behalf of DX Live, this is one of the best interviews we've ever done. We've been doing it for over a year. Yo, where can we find you on social media, my brother?
You can find me on Instagram, Mr. McCain, at Mr. McCain, MRMCCANE, and on Facebook. You can find me at I Am Bizzy Bone. And that's where you can find me at.
Nice.
You know what I mean?
You can find New Waves on every streaming
Every
platform.
streaming platform.
Best Buy, hashtag New Waves, you'll find it. Matter of fact, you can find it on HipHopDX right now. Log on to hiphopdx.com and stream the album. Let us know what you think in the comment section. Bizzy Bone, ladies and gentlemen, legend in the flesh. But don't go anywhere. We got Casanova in the building. Flatbush is looking motherfucking. And next up, we got the litmus test too. Don't go anywhere. DX Live, special edition on Friday. We had DX Turbo. Keep it locked.
Got me.
Dope.